Hello, it is me once again. You're gonna end up seeing is we got some bad news all the way to the relate to the White Sox. Yep, I kinda already officially declared all the way. I'm instead of saying I'm already declared already. The White Sox stadium situation on 78th Suite is now officially dead. So, yep, the ballpark plan for the 78th area for the White Sox is not dead, but it's no longer being planned. It's no longer being mentioned. Yeah, the fire is now taking over full 100% in the 78, and the White Sox plan at the stadium in 78 is now officially dead. So, which means right now, yeah, the question is where the White Sox is gonna probably be playing at the end of playing at in the future. So far, they're playing the guaranteed rate field. They issued the play to 2029. After 2029, now what? It had nowhere to play in Chicago because they kept playing in Arlington because it only took over by the Bears. So, I'm in Arlington Heights, my bad. So, which means. So, the question is, though, where? So, yeah, that means the White Sox might have yeah, the problem is the chances of relocation is of some sort because the loss of 78 increasing for the end. The White Sox relocation is now increased probably up to almost 75% chance that the end of the White Sox will probably be relocate. And at this point, because they kind of feared Chicago White Sox has technically nowhere, I repeat, nowhere chance of some sort. I think the White Sox might prefer relocation instead of building the stadium because, yeah, the Chicago garbage wants nothing to do with the White Sox. Even one big spite, the horrible. So, just like I said, although they end up, and especially since they had no room in the suburbs, and they end up for the White Sox, to see why. So, unless they decide to demolish some homes and others and so on for it anyway, but it kind of feel relocation is going to be on the papers for the White Sox. Yeah, but they heard already. It's so easy. Yeah, and I might be thinking about, White Sox is probably likely moved to Nashville. So I think the top three areas I might be. The top three areas, and I might be thinking the White Sox might possibly move to between Nashville. I know Nashville was one of them. I know in San Antonio. So it's between Nashville, San Antonio, or or you guessed it. Yeah, Nashville, San Antonio, or you guessed it. Yeah, yeah, Nashville, San Antonio, or probably in or Montreal. So it's a possibility. So don't really see either the Montreal White Sox, Nashville White Sox, or the San Antonio White Sox. So technically, it's between that. So they had to, because I'm right now Nashville is starting slowing down its chances of relocation, or any type of expansion recently. I think the reason is though, since found out Nashville is kind of focusing mostly on the Titans' new stadium situation, more possibility there for the next 2 years, in the end for yeah. So I think Nashville's chances in here that use the White Sox is now here be decreasing. I think Nashville's mostly focused on the Titans' new stadium there. Anyway, and anyway, Montreal is Montreal is still planning to remember the renovation of the Montreal's new Olympic Stadium, and possibly be permanent home for Montreal CF. But remember, the Montreal government is not ruling out the Expos returning. So yes, so Montreal is not ruling out the Expos. So the end of this also because I know, yeah, like I said earlier, Olympic Stadium is planned to be soccer football, but they still keeping the baseball confederation. That means in case where Expos does return. So now that you're seeing the issue of the White Sox is, it's possible to be that the White Sox will be likely be renamed for the White Sox to the Expos. The return now, the possibly relocation to Chicago to Montreal for the Expos, for formerly White Sox. So it's possible that this might happen too. Or San Antonio. The San Antonio is also in a huge mega project at all, but they had to get new Spurs Arena and renovate the Alamo Dome too. So it's possible to end up. It's sent to you to use the Alamo Dome for baseball for the White Sox. It's possible to be for sure. Yeah, for real. For anyway, so it's between San Antonio, Montreal, or Nashville, some sort. I don't know. Nashville's not focusing for the expansion in anything for right now, but that's possible for the end of they can take the White Sox. So the question is going to be Nashville White Sox, San Antonio White Sox, or Montreal Expos when they end up renamed from the White Sox. Anyway, and I'm so sorry, but I'm trying to keep it, trying to turn on my computer volume right now because it's like copyright from ABC. Hold on, because yeah, I found this video that it just keep fluxing volumes. Sorry. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. For the White Sox. Yeah. So for the White Sox at this point, yeah. So technically, so I'm predicting an end up the Chicago White Sox might relocate because I'm pretty sure there's nowhere to play in Chicago. Anyways, as he said, so I do apologize to the end I had to break out the bad news for the White Sox fans, but pretty much it's a sweet plan. Is no officially declared dead already. And luckily had no longer to see any sweet plan and to end up for the White Sox to end up being the home for them. It's dead. Yeah, I kind of afraid that the Chicago White Sox might end up leave Chicago full entirely instead. It's going to increase up to 75%. And now because of how well, it is right now, how the stats is, it's probably getting close to 80% chance of the Chicago White Sox might be relocated. So, yeah. So technically, from the for sure, and it is for real. This is probably a shorter video that related to this because I do not think there's other newer news that end up related to this. Yeah, I will find some newer news that end up related to this sooner or later, but it'll give you another update by tomorrow. But I cannot say what there is. Yeah, this is to give you a little sad update about the White Sox, but yeah, they're in Chicago, but it's when they had to face up to reality. So, so, and I mean, you can't say why not for the Chicago White Sox fans for the new ballpark plan. Well, I'm sorry, but at the end, they're trying to, yeah, Chicago City and others at the end are trying so hard to the end of trying to the end of get trying so hard to the end to try to possibly rekindle the plan or even revive the plan for the 78 for back in the White Sox favor to try to share it, but yeah, I found out that's no longer the case. Since I found out this, and I found out the city just really wants nothing to do with the White Sox, and all the funding they just got technically thrown out the window. So technically means the White Sox really had to. The only thing they're hoping is for the White Sox at the end to revive the stadium plan. If the Chicago Fire cancels the stadium plan over the 78, which probably didn't be the care of the research, that's gonna be like 0% chance that they ain't likely. It's not likely to see the Fire cancel the plan there, some sort of or otherwise. Because they're living in because I see what happened to the Bears situation right now at Soldier Field. They need to move and they need it quickly. If not, it's nowhere else to go at this point. Despite now military soccer's moved to mostly to the cities. And then not wanted to play in the suburbs, so yeah, so the White Sox so they only have no other choice, so they mostly had to relocate, so I did see why. I don't like I said one though, can you just face it? Do you either feel comfortable? You like I said, you're gonna say one now. Chicago only has a baseball team all the way as known as the Cubs. And the end, the White Sox is not exactly as popular the way it is anymore in Chicago compared to the team and others feeling. But for the fans only know the Cubs are really good so far. I think the season might most likely keeping the Cubs, but they ended for moving away from the White Sox. So relocation is not more increased for the White Sox and less likely for the less likely for the White Sox to stay. So yeah. So might be the same when there is. So the White Sox is the end they had to decide right now, and the stay in Chicago is a good idea. And they ended it, mostly for relocation. So, they predict this between Nashville, San Antonio, or Montreal for the White Sox at this point. And that might be it. So, can I say one now? That might be it. NHL, I do guess the NHL updates in the future for stay tuned. Otherwise, again, say one now. Hope you like this video. Like and subscribe. Ring the bell to do not miss the new videos and notification. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Joshua can't hear me, and I'm finding him out of here. Gonna say, yeah, so Joshua can't hear me, otherwise I can say beep beep beep, and otherwise, yeah, agree. Well, see you next video. Otherwise, I'm gonna say, well, bye for now.